Hi there and welcome to this week's Club Zone. I'm Adam McGovern, and for those of you that have been watching some of the content we've put out over the past few months, it'll become as no surprise to you to hear that I'm going to be talking about e-sailing today. And in particular, how we can use it to keep our members engaged throughout the winter. So with the nights getting shorter and the days getting a little bit colder, the winter time's always a period when we don't quite get as much sailing in as we would like. So I think eSAILING can be a great platform, amongst other things, to keep our members really engaged over the winter period and chatting to each other and keeping that competitive spirit going. So today I'm delighted to be joined by Edmund from Ullswater Yacht Club, who ran a fantastic eSAILING program for his members during lockdown, and they're looking to do some stuff throughout the winter as well. So good afternoon, Edmund, and welcome.
Hiya, how are we doing?
So bad, not so bad. So during lockdown, you ran a fantastic eSAILING program for your members. Please tell us, how did it go? What did you do?
Yeah, so we did lots of eSAILING through lockdown to try and keep all of our members engaged and make them feel like we're trying to do something as a club. So we ran multiple series each week. So on a Wednesday, we had our Wednesday night racing, and then Saturday evening racing, with then on a Sunday some kids racing. So we had lots of stuff going on, running lots of mini series in that. And then in April time, we normally run an event called the Daffodil Regatta, which we thought we'd try out and try and do an open meeting, which we were one of the early clubs to try it, which was great fun. So we got people like Adam from Hollingworth Lake and different clubs, Sunderland, Derwent, all joined us for that. And I think we had 60 entries in that, so that was really good fun. But yeah, it's gone down really well with the members through lockdown.
Amazing. Luckily, we managed to get back to sailing over the summer, which was fantastic, and it's been great to see lots of sailing going on up at Ullswater. I do know, however, with it being a club in the far north, we all experience a variety of weather over the winter, and I know your season sort of curtails October, November time. So do you have any plans to sort of reinvigorate the winter e-sailing? Have you got any events planned or stuff coming up?
Yes, so seeing as our season starts to end in October, there's a bit in November time. We are looking at starting our e-sailing racing up again. So we'll probably do Wednesday nights again and also Saturday evenings, just to try and keep our members engaged throughout the winter and keep some fun going. With all this COVID, it's quite a nice relief from it all. And it's great fun seeing members all playing the game together, and it brings a lot of friendships together while playing it.
Fantastic. What was also great during the lockdown period is you, I think you challenged a lot of clubs and had some battles and inter-club rivalry as well, which was great. Can you tell us a little bit more about what went on there and how you arranged that?
Yes, so we had, so we started after a couple of months, started to get a bit bored of just racing each other. So we thought we'd set up on Wednesday nights, we would challenge another sailing club in our sort of local area. So in the north, so we raced against Derwent one week, Hollingworth, Sunderland, and I think there was a couple of other clubs we raced against, just to bring a bit of rivalry. And I know Ullswater has quite a rivalry now against Hollingworth Lake, as we both did quite a few races together. So it's also not just bringing our club together, it's also doing stuff with other clubs, which normally we wouldn't do because it's a lot of work to take your boat to another club to go and sail. So it has been really good being able to do the e-sailing, inviting other clubs to race against us, and we go and race against other people, which has been really good.
Yeah, fantastic. Cheers, Edmund. No, I think the e-sailing's been great at bringing the communities together, whether that be at your club or, say, like you say, into club, and I think that's fantastic. And whether clubs are extending the season with more sailing, which is fantastic, or whether they are doing less sailing over the winter, I think it's important the e-sailing can fit in with either program. I think there's something to offer for everyone there. As we know, Edmund, communication is key with everything we do. What systems do you use to make sure everyone is up to speed with what's going on?
So yeah, so we use multiple systems. So before races and stuff, we use Facebook Messenger to let people know what the start times are. When we actually are in the race, we use Zoom a lot, so then people can be chatting real time and see each other. But also, because a lot of people don't want to use Zoom, or their internet isn't actually powerful enough to run Zoom and also the eSAILING game. So we do put it in the Facebook Messenger group when races are starting, so people can log in to the race.
Perfect. No, yeah, that you've said some of the ones that I was aware of. I think a lot of people are using Facebook Messenger at the minute for the chat. A high number of people have been using Zoom. I think WhatsApp's also a popular one people use. And more recently, I've been introduced to another app called Discord, which is another chat app that has different functions and bits and pieces. I know the Westlanks used it for their 24-hour race when they went virtual for that. So yeah, a few different platforms there, which is great. When were you within the racing, you said you use video calls and Zoom. How do you find that? Is it good?
Yeah, so we found it really good as long as you have decent-ish internet to run it, because then it meant you could chat to people as the racing was going ahead, which did make it a lot better in that sense, and you could have a bit of banter between people when someone made a mistake and say was over the line. You could do that, and there was also tactics when we were racing against other clubs like Hollingworth, Ullswater. We could tactically try and position ourselves to scupper you guys a bit more, so then hopefully we would have won.
Didn't always work out like that though, did it, Edmund? You could tackle.
Sadly, no, sadly we didn't always win. We got there every now and then.
No, it's great, and I bet it was just good to talk to people and see them after being sort of separated for quite a lot of the year.
Yeah, so that was the main perk, being able to see friends that, because as well, lockdown came just at the end of winter, so we hadn't actually seen them since maybe October the year before. So it'd been a long time since seeing them. So obviously it's not as good as real sailing and seeing them in real life, but it made it a lot better. Being able to see them on Zoom and also playing a game against them, which worked really well.
No, fantastic. And I think, like you say, it's going to be great using this technology more throughout the winter, just to get that face-to-face time up when we're not necessarily seeing everyone quite as much, because we're not doing quite as much sailing, because the weather sometimes dictates otherwise for us, I think. So finally, Edmund, on the results side of things, when you're doing a series over the winter, I know the game doesn't sort of record your results. So how were you managing that, and what were you doing?
Yeah, so first I tried to get Sailwave, because it is, once you know how to use it, it's a great system for doing it. Sadly, only owning Apple products, you can't download it onto a Mac. So then I had to use Excel, which was a very clunky system because it doesn't do all the discards and everything. But I have, since then, this summer, I've heard of a new system called SailRank, which we'll probably end up using this winter, which I've heard some great reviews of that. So there's lots of systems out there, from Sailwave, SailRank, that people can use, but it's really finding whatever's easiest for yourselves.
Perfect. Yeah, I know I use Sailwave for the e-sailing events we ran for the RYA, but I know, as you say, a lot of the e-sailing community, a lot of them have started to use SailRanks for that as well. So there's a lot of different systems out there. It's just finding the one, like you say, that's best for your club and that's easy to manage, I guess. But no, thanks for that, Edmund. Just as an extra question to throw in there, outside of e-sailing, have your club got any plans to keep members engaged over the winter when activities maybe a little bit less? Is there anything you want to share that's going on up in Ullswater?
So yeah, so we've got our e-sailing stuff, which we're going to put together like a bit of a calendar and try and do a couple of open meetings. We'll also have Zoom running with that, and people can set up Zoom calls as fleets. So one of the things we're looking at is trying to get each of the fleets on their own WhatsApp groups, so then they can chat together, figure out what people are doing, and if they're allowed to go and meet up and stuff. and join in with all the eSAILING racing to try and keep spirits up through the winter and keep us going till Easter next year.
Fantastic. Well, no, thanks for your time, Edmund. Really good to hear from you. And enjoy the rest of your sailing season. And I'll see you, or hopefully see you on and off the water soon.
Yep, we'll see you soon.
So that's it for this week. Big thanks to Edmund for chatting to us today. I really do think eSAILING can play a real good part in keeping us engaged over the winter and just keeping that banter between club members. So if you'd like to know more information, please do visit the RYA eSAILING webpage or email esailing@rya.org.uk. Thanks everyone.